It's not looking good, eh?
No. Give us an intro to the vid, Lou.
Well, we made a long riding video, and Julie needs to be in the intro because she's not in the video itself. No, it's about the challenges you face long riding. Like, long riding is so different to any other art of riding, and it has been forgotten because there's hardly any people doing it, and it's very different to a planned and organized track. So we put together what we just popped our experience in it, and we also talked to other long riders about their experiences and their challenges, and I hope you get something out of it.
And I hope you get the tick head out of Jill.
So, do you consider yourself a long rider?
No.
Why not?
Yeah. I know, I haven't been at it long enough. I need to have some bigger failures first. Some bigger challenges, maybe. Everything's going too well.
And is the idea of challenges, is that what drew you to this lifestyle?
No, I like to joke that I couldn't pick which nature reserve I wanted to ride in, so I'm taking them all. And what I'm doing, I see it more as a holiday with my horses, like my summer vacay, but maybe a little bit more extreme than an all-you-can-eat hotel.
You have to be very careful what you put online. Like, when you put a photo up, it's depending so much on which angle and in which light it is. I've read a post a couple of days ago where she made 2 photos of the same horse at the same day, completely different angle, completely different light. One light the horse looked sick and like wrong positioned, like as his muscles were wrong build up, and the other he was looking fine. And she was like, that's why you can't trust the picture. So even so, you can get help online and like ask farriers, ask vets and other people for opinion. You are on the spot, you can actually see the horse, and you're the only one to really can make the call, as well as the person who is there and has a proper look. Does it make sense? Was it an English thing?
It's bang on.
Yes, and that I found that in Scotland, because there were times when I'd really underestimated how slow it was going to be with the terrain.
Yeah.
And so there were times when all of a sudden I was meant to be somewhere and I thought, I'm just not going to get there. And I had to make that decision to camp early. So then I was like, oh, that's going to affect tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you're right. In fact, there were times when I probably would have just stopped and set up camp if I hadn't had to be somewhere. So that I learned from that as well.
Because that's, and like the good thing is, people love stories so much, and especially here, they're everywhere fields with sheep. People must have no problem for you to set up your camp in like a tent in their fields.
No, I'm fairly certain that if I just turned up somewhere and went, can I just put my horse in your field, then I'm sure people would say yes.
I'm pretty sure too.
So I think, yeah, so I have got more relaxed about that.
We're on a Swiss mountain road. We've just had to go through some tunnels that were rather intense. And as much as I love little sports cars, the crackle and pop of an Alfa Romeo at 8,000 RPM right next to you in a tunnel is not great for the horses. Look at that. The guy slows down off throttle and waits till he's passed. Absolute champion. So road users, a lot of them are fantastic, a lot of them are dicks. So you can see at the moment we're dismounted. See, look at that guy. What a bloody legend. Dismounted, it's probably 35 degrees, and we've just got to get this section done. So we try and show road users as much respect as possible, and hopefully they do the same. Most of them are really good.
We're very lucky that we found this spot. The last half an hour of walking was a bit like, I really hope we find a place where the horses can have a bit of food and a bit of shade. And that's another thing, when you go long riding, you just don't know if you're gonna find food. You don't know if you're gonna find the shade. You just don't have a certainty that you will have a good lunch or a good night or a good feed. But somehow it always works out, but just not in the perfect organized way we would have it at home. And it's very hard to accept and get around with, because we want it always to be perfect for us and for mostly for the horses, because if it's not perfect for the horses, we are stressed, and then it gets stressed, and then the horses get stressed, and everyone's stressed, and it's really shit. I know that, I do that a lot. But it's the ability to take good food and take the rest area when it's there, and when it's not there, you push on until you find something. And if it's not fucking perfect, then you just have to still work with it.
Righto, so there's a lot I wish I knew before I started long riding, but I would have to say the biggest thing that I regret not fully understanding is saddle fit. Saddle fit for us is so much more important than for a normal rider. If you go and do half an hour in the arena, take your saddle off, put your horse away, no problems. But if that saddle wasn't fitting properly, you wouldn't know. But for us, I mean, if that saddle's not fitting and we do a full day, we start wearing the horse out, we start getting rubs, we start getting problems. If we do a full week, we'll break the horse. The things that you discover after 100 kilometers, 400 kilometers, 500 kilometers, 1,000 kilometers, that you didn't know you were breaking on your horse, it's insane. So these boys have done a bit over 500 now, and the only real wear is on Marengo, and that's from where my foot touches. I spent 9 months building and fitting a saddle to him. Consult a saddle fitter. Like, I cannot stress enough. You have to have a correctly fitting saddle. You have to have good shoes, and you also have to be a bit of a jack of all trades. You have to wear lots of different hats. You need to know how to treat the most basic sort of things. Little pain, things like that, treat with bute. You need to know the signs of colic. That's a big one. We carry medication for colic. You need to be able to check for ulcers. You need to be able to check for muscle pain. You need to be able to treat these things, and you also need to be able to treat them with things you find on the road. We make do a lot of the time, and we make do feeding the horses. We feed them oats and oil and barley and things like that, just sunflower oil that we buy from just corner shops. We treat them with honey, with bepanthen, like human medications, and the stuff that we put in our cups of tea, and just learning to become adaptable, and just right out of that Western mindset of, I'll just call the saddle fitter, I'll just call the farrier, I'll just pop to the feed store and get some feed. You really just have to, in essence, change everything about the way you think about horses to suit life on the road. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all. But we did it, and if we did it, then shit, anyone can.
Fucking wasps. But I suck at insects.
Your personal experience with this, like, how would you sum it up? What would you say to anyone thinking about taking a ride like this?
Pooh, it's hard work. Like I joke that I'm on a holiday with my horses, but it's a proper working holiday. Like, I get up, I pack up my camp, get the horses ready. Most of the time I don't even eat or shower in the morning, because it just takes too much time to do, the little self-care things and all the rest. And then you ride all day, and it rains, or it's hot, or it's both. It can be both. And then in the evening you have to build up your camp, look after the horses. All day you're looking after the horses. Like, you're looking for water, you're looking for grass, you're navigating. So it's hard work. But like yesterday when we were in the forest and we were just going down this beautiful path road trail, and you get the views, then I shed a little tear out of happiness. Like, just wow. And I think one of the things that I've really enjoyed is like little personal achievements. Like my route goes through a lot of countries because I wanted to tick off a lot of countries. I wanted to say, you know, I've done 6 countries with my horses or 10, or I don't know how many I'm doing, but I just wanted to have those little achievements. And then every time I get at a board, I'm like, whoa, I made it.
Lovely day for it. Does this bother you, Lou?
Nah, not me. Look at me. My pants are very fucking waterproof. But this little lady seems a bit worried.
So it rained last night, and by some miracle we found this awesome hut, and the locals said we could stay here. But this stuff here has been our saviour. Cost 31 euros a bottle, and that's basically bug spray. We've been having big problems with bugs, particularly with Maui, and quite honestly, Maui's behaviour has improved just so much since we got away from the bugs. Since we've been in Switzerland, he's been as cool as a cucumber. He wasn't happy along the edge of the Rhine, and I'll show you why. But first, I'll show you what they did to Marengo in Hungary. So we got hammered by bugs in Hungary, in big time. And Marengo got a bite, a couple of bites here, which you can see still haven't come right. He's still got like a little patch of skin there, but he lost, like he had an egg. Hello, buddy. Hello, mate. Good morning. And like an egg, like half an egg come up there overnight, and then it just opened up and there was nothing we could do. So you can see he's a bit rougher now, fur coming off from where my legs touched him. He's got a few little nicks and scratches, a few little scratches here, and they're not really a preened paddock pony when they're up in the hills. He's covered in mud too from last night. But Maui, he's been walking in the sun, and the sun's always on this side because we're heading west. He's given himself a nice little scuff there on a tree, but you see he's got no bug bites here. Basically he's got one bad one here. You see he's sensitive to that, which is a shame because it's right at the edge of the saddle. He's got a bad one here, but then when we come around on his other side, you can see, and this has all just been treated with bepanthen, so that's why there's white stuff there. You see all of these bumps from bugs. He just gets hammered right on his rump there. But other than that, his muscles are good. He's got no muscle pains. He's got no pains under here. He's got no pains in the girth area. No pains anywhere. His muscles are good. And he's really adapted very well. I say it takes 2 weeks to make a long riding horse. There's mud. I say it takes 2 weeks to make a long riding horse, and Maui's proving that to be true.
So I hope you enjoyed the video. The reality is, no matter how much you prepare and how good you do, you're still gonna lose fur. Your gear will fall apart and you will have troubles. The big thing is to trust yourself, to ride your ride and to enjoy it, to find your joy in it, and not let other people hate on you or put you down. So if you have any more questions or are unsure about things, give us a call, write us a message, and we hope we could help you and you will have a wonderful ride yourself.